Kimamba on the beat.
Nashukuru kwa ajili ya yote ulonitendea, oh God. Na furaha amani moyoni, grateful for every breath I take. Asante kwa maisha ulionipa, naweza piga mishe huku na kule.
This is my life for now. This is it. From a beautiful, organized life that took 4 years. 4 years to build. Here is where I am now. I don't even know where I can find my clothes. I don't know where I can find my son's stuff. I am here. But you know what? All in all, I believe in the falling and standing up in power. You know the power? Coming back.
So, I'm with a beautiful sister named Mama Afrika. Mama Afrika is an artist. She's a businesswoman, and she's a woman that has a heart of gold. I met Mama Afrika 3 years ago when I went to Tanzania on holiday. We had decided to live there for a while, and we spent time on the beachfront, and we were drawn into this beautiful oasis space on the beachfront, and we met Mama Afrika. We met this beautiful young woman with a bag of dreams that she was making a reality. She created a space that was relaxing, that was tranquil, that was creative, and she filled it with her music, her hospitality, and her love. And you could feel it when you went into the space. So much so that I reached out to her and wanted to bless her, because I could see that she was going to make her dreams come true. I connected with her, and I could see that she was going to make this space into something beautiful. But sadly, 3 years later, I met Mama Afrika, and she told me this story, and I felt that it was important to get this story out there, because I believe that her star is going to shine again and will always shine. But I think it's important for us to hear what happened to her, so that we can help her to move forward to the next great thing in her life. Mama Afrika, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, my name is Luendo. Luendo means love in my mother tongue. Yes, I started the business of Mama Afrika in 2021. I went into a fasting of 100 days. And on my 53rd day, I got the space. It was the space that was left alone for like 5 years plus. So I liked it, and I was like, I can do something here. I looked for the owner, and I connected to this American-Australian lady. I introduced myself to her through an email. I told her I have a dream, and I feel like your plot can do something for my dream. I remember this was in 2020, and we connected. She allowed me to move into her place in 2020 October. I borrowed money to pay for the rent for 3 months. There was a lot of work to be done for the place to come to light. So we started working. We did not have enough to pay workers to come to do it. So we were actually doing it ourselves. And my family could come and support. We started getting support from different people, and yeah, slowly. So we started testing the business by just opening the doors. I was the chef myself, my mom. Whenever people come in, I'd be the waitress, and then I go cook. So we started. It's the same time when I met you. You came in, I remember, with your sister and your daughter. Yeah, you stayed there, you ate with us for like a week or so. And we had nothing for sure, apart from the chairs from my house and the dishes from my house. And I remember the first business chairs you bought me. I really, really appreciate, and it lives with my heart. It gives me hope that everything is possible if you put your wishes to. Yeah, so we actually introduced the business in May 27th, and things were really, really nice because the place was calm, quiet. No music. If you want music, you bring your own speaker. And there are people who could just come there to connect with the ocean and the space in a very quiet spot. You eat some African food, and yeah, enjoy the time.
Can I just say that really in Tanzania, and in many countries anyway, sometimes it's difficult for young women to get a foothold. And you were ambitious. You were ambitious in a situation where you had very little. As I said, you had dreams, and you went for those dreams. And for me, what was so inspiring about you, because not only did you have dreams, but you had lots of talent, and not just talent, but you had a heart for your community. And so they knew that they could come to you if there was any issues. And I do know also that you support a orphanage with children who'd been abandoned, and so the money that you were raising from this venture was going to help the children in that orphanage. So there was so much about what you were doing was lovely. It was the oceanfront restaurant was not just, it wasn't a club vibe or anything like that. It was just an oasis where people could go and eat great food and just chill out and relax and heal. It was a healing space. I do remember that, with a pool, and everybody was loving, and it was just a vibe, a really beautiful vibe. So fast forward 3 years later, after you had invested, the business started to grow. I know that from what we've discussed, and then you started to invest more into the space and made sure that you kept up to date with all of your rent and everything. And you did say also that you took the space on with the view of renting to buy in the future, which was agreed with the people that owned it. And so you were working towards that. And while you were working towards that, you were improving the space. So the beachside became a really beautiful little oasis. So can you tell me then what's transpired?
Okay, so we were working. It's already 4 years now since we started the business, yeah. And first of all, I'm very, very thankful because I entered there with nothing, and I came out with a lot. That is, when you're going through a tough time, there are times you need to see the positive side of it. It helps me to heal in the process, yeah. So my contract ended in 2023. So as we are working to open up, to sign up another contract, she was going through an issue because we found out that she had an issue with her husband. They bought the land together and they've been working together for some time, and then they separated. And then for some reasons, the woman had ownership of the land, which I entered a contract with her. And then the beginning of this year, she said she wanted rent for the whole year. And I told her it won't be possible because along the way also my rent was increased, which was okay. But she wanted rent for the whole year. And I told her, for me to give you a whole year rent, it is something that I would need to add. I need time to make it. And she said, okay. So on January this year, I paid from January to March. And then we were working very well. Things were okay. And I decided this year I want to take my business higher. The beginning was very good, but it was time for us to elevate to more vibes and more, because there are some weekends where we had so many customers and chairs were not enough. So we had to add on more chairs, creating more beautiful vibes. I planted plenty of flowers. Yeah, so April this year, the man came in with a letter from the government.
Can you explain which man?
Okay, the man is a white American man who said he's the owner of the house.
I see.
Yeah, he's the husband, the husband to the woman I rented the place from. Yeah, so she came with two other Tanzanian men, and they came with a letter straight to the counter, and they said, we want you to give this letter to Mama Africa. The letter was calling me to a government office. So we went there, and he said he's the owner of the land, and through they had cases in the courts, and he's the winner of the case. I was like, okay, we have rented the spot for a while, and I don't know, because so if you search the owner of that company, it still shows the name of the lady, and I had paid rent to her, and so we started issuing with the man, and he said that is my house unless you pay me. Then I said, it's okay, I don't mind paying, but I need the straight way forward.
So really you had a contractual agreement with the company,
Yeah.
not the individual.
Not the individual.
And you paid up your rent way in advance.
Yes.
But this gentleman came, being the husband of the owner,
Mm-hmm.
the people that you'd already arranged to purchase or rent the land from, saying that he's the owner and he wants more rent.
Mm-hmm. And I asked him, are you able, if I pay rent to you, are you even able to give me the receipts, the government receipts that reads your company name and my company name? He said, I'm the owner of the land, and what I want is control of my land.
Right, so I'm just trying to get some clarity here. So basically what he wanted you to do was to get off of the land then. Is
No.
that what he was saying?
In the beginning, he said he wants me to pay him money.
He wanted to pay you.
But he said, I want my land. And I
Okay.
said, we cannot move out just like this.
Yeah.
We have invested here, and we have also paid rent. And he said, I don't care about the rent that you've paid because you haven't paid me.
Right.
So we said, but the papers here said we have paid a company. And the company doesn't matter who owns the company. It's our company and your company.
Yes.
So the issues went on, and he went quiet. And then one morning, it was on the 30th of July, he popped in the morning at 8 a.m. We were still in bed. We were still inside our rooms, walked up. I remember my son was already on holidays, so we did not even like really being out. But there were some workers outside already starting their issues. Just to make it clear, we live on the same compound with the restaurant. So she called me like, Mama Africa, I see a bunch of men here and they're looking for you. I got a bit scared, but I was like, she's like, don't step out, just check them through the window. And I checked. They're like 30 men. And then I saw that man, he's called Henry. I saw him with some of the blockers that were coming to check the place with him, and the ones who brought the letter the first time. It was too much. I went to my mom. I'm like, Mom, you have to wake up. There's something going on, but I want you to be very strong. And she said, okay, let's see. We stayed inside, and then we saw Henry moving around saying, I don't understand. They are making this place much more beautiful. They have invested so much more. But I don't care. If it means me staying here up to very, very late, the only thing that I want today is my land back. And I was like, okay. So I started calling my lawyer. I called my family members. I called my friends to get more help and support. And then my mom said, I think at this point we need to step out. We went out. And then they said, aha, they are here. Yes. So we are here, and today is the day when you're going out. When they said we are going out, they had already started carrying chairs from the beachfront.
So let me just get this clear. So when he said today's the day that you're going out, it means that today's the day when you're going to be out of the land, evicted.
Yes.
So no warning,
No notice.
no notice,
Nothing.
He just turned up and with people
Mm-hmm.
and decided that that day was the day when you were going to be cleared out of your restaurant
Mm-hmm.
with all of your things.
Mm-hmm.
He expected that you were going to be off of that land.
And you know, at some point, I felt like it would have been fair for him to tell me, I am giving you 1 month. You should be out of this place in 1 month. I would have prepared myself in one way or the other. It would have been a bit painful, yes, I know, not even a bit. It would have been very, very painful. But at least I have 20 workers.
So you had 20 people working for you, so 20 people who were employed by you so that they could feed their families and so on.
Imagine. And so they came in, we started talking there. Like, why would you carry... You know, in the beginning I thought it is just a joke. Maybe they're just trying to shake us, and then they will stop it and say, yeah, so we give you maybe a week or two, you should be out of this place. But they continued. They continued. My brothers came, my friends came from different places. I called some of my neighbors, popped in, and we went to report to the police. But there were also 2 policemen over there. They said the police were supposed to be part of the story because they're supposed to see that thing done in peace. But they were not doing anything, they were just chilling. I remember there's a point I reached where I had no energy at all.
The shock.
The shock was too much. I could not talk, I could not do anything. I just sat down and I was crying and praying and asking for a way. But you know, when the pressure is too high, even if you're connected, there are times you lose your way. And my mom was like, do whatever you can do, but please don't lose yourself. Just stay strong. I had fasted for 100 days. And the day they came to evict us was my 101. That one was the day that I was supposed to just be.
So that was
No
100 and that was 100 days of your fast, and the day after the 100 days
Yes.
is when all this happened.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we stayed hungry the whole day. I have a young boy, 6 years old boy. I could not even feed him.
So when he asked you to vacate the restaurant and your home because you live on the premises, so they got you off. You had to leave. You had no choice. You had to leave that day, did you?
I had to, because it's not me even carrying the things. They came with their people who are carrying things out.
So they came with loads of people that were taking your things out of your restaurant,
Yes.
out of your home. And what did they do with the things that they took out of the
They
restaurant?
just put them in one space. I remember crying, and I just told some of my teamwork that make sure you take videos and pictures.
So they dumped all your stuff outside
And
of the restaurant.
I was asking them, you know, I have spent the money that I've made to renovate and to buy more chairs and more stuff. Please, at least treat them with respect. Put them nicely, because you know, you don't know how much I've tried. And my mom was telling them, do you like when girls go outside and sell themselves? She has tried to save and make and grow, and look at what you're doing. She was talking to other men who are doing the thing, the controllers, and he went to one man and said, you are a Tanzanian man, I know. Would you like to see your daughter going through what this lady is going through? Why are you doing all this? Okay, then, if you want to vacate her, it's okay, you've gotten to a point, maybe you don't have control yourself, but at least put the things in a better way. Don't destroy her things. And then for some reasons, I felt like that man felt something. She started controlling the guys who are doing the work, like, please do slowly, but not everybody really cared, because their work is just to throw things out. And they really worked to finish. And by that time, we had like seats for about 250 people, from no seat at all to 250 people.
Right.
That's a very,
So there was a lot of stuff in the restaurant.
even for them, they really, really worked.
Yes.
So they took things out. They finished up with the restaurant. I had cried. They took like 7 hours to finish stuff from the restaurant, but they could not remove the flowers.
So
because
that
the
really
flowers
just
were
showed
too
you
big.
how much.
Mhm.
So then, after they had evicted you and thrown all your stuff out outside of the establishment, what happened then? What did you do?
First of all, when they finished with the restaurant, they came and because we had to lock the doors of the house. They broke it. They entered. They took everything out. I could not even find my clothes, my son's stuff. I could not find anything because everything was just mixed in one place. The fridges, the kitchen stuff, my home stuff, everything. I could stand somewhere and look. Everything is there.
Just outside?
Outside.
Everything just jumbled up and thrown outside?
And then when they finished everything, they locked the house.
And then they locked you out?
So we were crying. He said, now I have my house. They did the same thing to me, I don't know how many years ago, so I don't care, I don't mind. And then we were seeking for help. My brothers were really, really working, looking for help. A district commissioner came at the end of the show. He came at around 8 p.m. in the night. And I was like, yeah, at least maybe I will have a little hope here. But he came, he spoke, and he said the matter is above him, which if you look at the reality, if you follow the laws as they say, it was maybe above him.
So the matter was above him.
His decision.
The matter was above his decision. So then, did you have anywhere to go?
At that night, with everything outside, all the team workers outside, I forgot to say, we have an orphanage in Morogoro. It's another town, a bit far from there. And we have 22 children. So I had 2 of them coming because they are in the college. So whenever they are on holidays, I tell them, come and work, because I want them to learn how to make money and how to be independent. So I come work for your money. When you're going back to school, you will have your money that you've worked for. And then, yes, they were there. So in the house, I had the 2 boys. I had my mother, I had my son. I had 2 other guys who are from Kigoma. So if they tell us to go out, I have a family. Where do I take them?
So this is something that we've not really talked about during my this interview with you, because you have your mother and your small child and some of your workers that come from the orphanage with you. So when you were evicted, there wasn't anywhere for you all to go. You were just out on the street.
We were just out, and when that district commissioner came, he said he ordered the landlord, you should give them at least 2 nights, because there's one woman who told me, go straight to that man right now. I know you're feeling low. I know your head is paining, but with this child tonight, there's nowhere for you to go. Just go straight to him, tell him I have a child. He has been here from morning till now with no shirt, and he's hungry. I have nowhere to take this child tonight. So I went to that man crying, and he ordered the white man, you know what, let them stay tonight and tomorrow. Then we meet at my office on Thursday. That was a Tuesday. On Thursday, and then by that time things will be fine. So he gave us the keys to the house. We tried going back to the house. They had left all the house pipes open, so the house was flooded.
So they deliberately left the water pipes on in the house to flood the house so that you would not go back.
They flooded the house. We could not go back, and I believe that was very intentional.
It was deliberate.
Yeah, very, very much.
So that meant that you
slept outside
with your mother, your son, and yourself, and some people from the orphanage, you had to sleep outside.
We slept outside.
With no food.
No food, and the next day we started now arranging things.
So you had to sleep outside for these 5 nights. To really conclude this interview, we know Mama Afrika. We know who she is. We know how loving and talented she is, and we are appalled. It goes beyond words to know that she should be treated like this, and there was no law to step in to defend her rights. However, because I know her star will rise again. And so what we're asking for is if people can support Mama Afrika in any way. We're setting up a GoFundMe page for her so that people can send her some money or whatever people can do to help her. She's not a person who is just going to be sitting there waiting for handouts. She will turn whatever is sent to her into something. But first and foremost, her concern is for the children at the orphanage, and to be able to find some permanent shelter for herself and her son and her mother. So we're shouting out to anybody who knows Mama Afrika and loves her, and anybody else that has a heart and a mind to help. We're asking for you to please donate and send something to the GoFundMe page just to help her get back on her feet. But we know that once she is back on her feet, she's going to go on and do great things. Mama Afrika, thank you for giving me this time. I know that this was difficult for you, but you know, we're here for you, and we are not going to let this minor hiccup, even though it's very traumatic for you and your family, we're not going to let this happen to you and not reach out and try and support you in your next journey.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. I truly appreciate.
Thank you.
Yes.